Good afternoon. This is TV Sapienza News at 1. I am Oluchi Ojo Bamidele. The Independent National Electoral Commission INEC has announced an extension of the continuous voter registration exercise in Anambra State, disclosing this in a statement yesterday by its National Commissioner and Chairman of the Information and Voter Education Committee, Sam Olumekun. INEC said it has received 5 additional letters of intent from groups aspiring to register as political parties. According to the Commission, as of July 16, over 96,000 new voters had been successfully registered within the 9 days, averaging over 10,000 registrations per day. It's however stated that the registration will end on Sunday, July 20th, pledging to keep citizens informed about all its ongoing activities. President Bola Tinubu has approved the renaming of the University of Maiduguri, Borno State as the Muhammadu Buhari University. Tinubu said this at the close of a special session of the Federal Executive Council held to honor Buhari at the Asoro Villa, Abuja yesterday. The president, while paying tribute to late Buhari, said although the late president is not without flaw, his unwavering commitment to national service set him apart. Tinubu thanked the Inter-Ministerial Committee and Katsina State Governor Diko Rada for organizing a befitting state funeral within 48 hours, describing it as a profound honor to lead the burial procession in Daura. The federal government reveals plans to host Nigeria's first ever international air show, which is scheduled to take place in Abuja in December 2025. The permanent secretary of the Aviation Ministry, Ibrahim Kano, who made this known in a statement on Thursday, said following internal deliberations, it was resolved that hosting a successful international air show would require collaboration with the Ministry of Interior, recognizing the critical role of border control and national security in facilitating the smooth entry and safe Abuja for all participants, including international participants and exhibitors. Kano noted that agencies under the Interior Ministry, such as the Nigerian Immigration Service, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, and the Federal Road Safety Corps, are vital to the success of the event due to their respective roles in visa facilitation, civilian security, and traffic management. He also disclosed that after evaluating Lagos, Abuja, and Uyo international airports as potential venues, Abuja was selected due to its strategic location and accessibility. Benue State Governor Hyacinth Alia has said that about 4,000 mushroom schools have been discovered in the state. Speaking through his chief press secretary Kula Teso yesterday while briefing journalists about his achievements in the educational sector in the past 2 years, the governor said that the mushroom schools are not conducive for learning and they do not have qualified teachers. While he refused to comment on the next step the government will take, Teso stated that 9,700 qualified teachers have been recruited into primary schools across the state. The governor further said that in 2023 and 2024, the government paid the external examination fees for about 19,000 students who serve for the WAEC, the National Examination Council (NECO), and the National Business and Technical Examination Board (NAPTEB). He, however, stated that the present administration had cleared the backlog of 38 months of earned allowance for staff of the Moses Adasu University, formerly Benue State University. In Kano State, the governor Abba Yusuf says his administration has fulfilled 85% of his promises made to the people of the state, with only 15% remaining as he moves into the second half of his tenure. The governor made the statement during the swearing-in ceremony of his new Chief of Staff, Suleiman Wali Sani, the Director General Special Services Directorate, Major General Sani Muhammad, and 11 newly appointed special advisors on Thursday in the state. Addressing the appointees and members of the public, Governor Yusuf said the administration reached the milestone after conducting a careful evaluation of its performance in the last 2 years. Governor Yusuf emphasized that his government is not slowing down and rolled out new initiatives aimed at improving the lives of Kano residents. He, however, charged the newly appointed officials to uphold principles of transparency and accountability in their roles, urging them to provide honest and constructive feedback. Still in Kano State, the police authority have confirmed the arrest of 11 students of government boarding secondary school, Bichi, following the brutal killing of 2 of their fellow students. The 2 deceased students, identified as Hamzat Idris Tofawa and Omar Yusuf Dangurawa, were allegedly attacked by their peers using locally fabricated metal objects referred to as gwale gwale. Confirming the arrest, the spokesperson of the Kano State Police Command, Abdullahi Kiyawa, said on Thursday that the 11 students arrested for the crime are currently being interrogated to determine their roles in the killings. He assured the public that the command is committed to ensuring justice for the victims and their families. Troops of the 6th Brigade Nigerian Army Sector 3 Operation Wild Stroke have foiled plans by terrorists and apprehended 2 suspected terrorists in separate operations within the Wukari local government area of Taraba State. Acting on credible intelligence, troops deployed at Forward Operation Base Wukari arrested a 45-year-old suspected terrorist, Felix Mina, a native of the Ukum local government area of Benue State. Investigations revealed that the suspect is a high-ranking member of a notorious bandit and kidnapping syndicate operating under a wanted criminal kingpin known as Yellow. The group, according to a press statement issued by the 6th Brigade Public Relations Officer, Captain Olubodunde Oni, says it has been a major threat to motorists and residents along the Jota-Wukari axis. He said a Techno mobile phone was recovered from the suspect at the point of arrest. He, however, urged the public to remain security conscious and to continue providing timely information to assist the military and other security agencies in their mission to rid Taraba State of criminal elements. The medical doctors in Ekiti and Ondo State have rejected the recent circular by the federal government on the review of allowances for health workers, describing it as obnoxious and a breach of existing agreements. The Nigerian Medical Association chapters in both states vowed to resist the policy, warning that failure to withdraw the circular within the 21-day ultimatum issued by the national body could lead to a nationwide strike. The association leaders argued that the move undermined previously agreed salary relativity between doctors and other health workers and came amid worsening brain drain, poor remuneration, and work overload in Nigeria's healthcare system. Ekiti State Chairman Dr. Ifedayo Oreyemi, in a chat with journalists, urged the federal government to stop the circular forthwith before the expiration of the 21-day ultimatum. He said the circular was a flagrant contravention of the previous collective bargaining agreement that emphasized the existence of relativity in the remuneration of doctors with other healthcare workers. The chairman, who said Nigerian doctors are among the best physicians and surgeons anywhere in the world, charged Nigerian leaders and politicians to endeavor to invest in the country's healthcare sector as done in countries where they always run to for medical assistance. Also, the Ondo State chapter of the association, in a communique issued at the end of its emergency meeting in Akure, the state capital, signed by the state chairman and secretary, Dr. Alonge Olumuyiwa and Dr. Olokpa Gideon, respectively, said the circular is obnoxious and ill-timed, coming in the light of shortage of health workers, following Japa syndrome among medical professionals. The doctors expressed solidarity with the national officers of the association in their demands to the federal government. Now to the foreign scene, where France returned its last 2 military bases to Senegalese forces on Thursday amid a wave of anti-French sentiment in West Africa. General Mbaye Cisse, chief of the French command in Africa, Pascal Lani, oversaw the official handover ceremony in Dakar, which marks the end of France's 65 years presence in Senegal. In his remark, General Cisse said the event is an important turning point in the rich and long military history between the two countries. He noted that the French and Senegalese armies had defined new objectives to give new meaning to the security partnership between the two countries. According to him, the Senegalese armed forces are looking forward to consolidating the many achievements made in the quest for strategic autonomy. The French army has had a permanent base in Senegal since the country's independence from France in 1969. Camgil, where around 350 French soldiers are stationed, is the last base to return to Senegalese command after several other military installations have been shut down since March last year. In UK, youths between the ages of 16 and 17 have celebrated their newly granted rights to vote in all UK elections on Thursday. In a major overhaul of the country's democratic system, the government said the proposed changes are part of an effort to boost public trust in democracy and would align voting rights across Britain, where younger voters already participate in devolved elections in Scotland and Wales. Des Garland, who is the Director of Policy and Research at the Electoral Reform Society, said the lowering of the vote age to 16 could have a long-term impact, as starting to vote earlier may increase the likelihood of continued participation in adulthood. Some young people, however, are concerned about which side of the political spectrum the new voters might swing. Julian Gali, head of research at Pollstars Merlin Strategy, said political parties will need to further step up their social media efforts to engage voters under 18. And to the world of sports, where European champions Arsenal has shattered the women's transfer record by signing Canadian forward Olivia Smith from Liverpool on Thursday for a fee of £1 million, according to media reports, making the 20-year-old the first female player to break the seven-figure record. Arsenal's blockbuster move surpasses the previous record set by American defender Naomi Gimmer's £900,000 transfer from San Diego Wave to Chelsea in January, although the 25-year-old had already broken the $1 million mark. Smith finished as Liverpool's leading scorer across all competitions with 9 goals to claim their Player of the Season award, even as Liverpool slumped to 7th in the Women's Super League after a 4th-placed finish the previous campaign. Arsenal are building on the Champions League triumph with ambitious recruitment, having already bolstered their squad by re-signing Chloe Kelly from Manchester City as a free agent. Still on the world of sports, Cristiano Ronaldo has taken his legacy to Asia with a new exhibition in Hong Kong that celebrates the most iconic moments of the legendary football career spanning over 20 years. Footage from the opening event on Wednesday reveals an impressive showcase, including a collection of Ronaldo's famous jersey, a replica of his Real Madrid locker, and hyper-realistic installation depicting him at various points in his journey. The displays also feature him in multiple outfits, from a Juventus kit to a traditional Saudi jubba. Visitors explore interactive digital zones, stopping to admire his trophies and personal documents from his early footballing days. In a statement released at the opening, Ronaldo said this is not just a museum but a celebration of hard work, passion and perseverance. Organizers of the event expect the museum to attract around 12 million visitors during its year-long stay in Hong Kong, after which it will move to mainland China. To end the news today, here are the major news headlines. President Bola Tinubu has approved the renaming of the University of Maiduguri, Borno State, as the Muhammadu Buhari University. And youths between the ages of 16 and 17 have celebrated their newly granted rights to vote in all UK elections on Thursday. While European champions Arsenal has shattered the women's transfer record by signing Canadian forward Olivia Smith from Liverpool on Thursday for a fee of £1 million, according to media reports, making the 20-year-old the first female player to break the seven-figure record. And that was the TV Sapientia News at 1. On behalf of the technical and editorial crew, I am Oluchi Ojo Bamidele. Thank you for choosing TV Sapientia.